Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Knights of Knee. I'm Jordan, and today we're actually going to talk about a new army that we're making for the channel, or mainly for me, but I'll probably be the one playing it. I'm sure other people will play it too. But it's going to be Orcs and Goblins, and we generally play 8th edition, so we're just going to keep on with that trend. But it's interesting because if you try to find orc models that look really good, at least how I thought the old Games Workshop models work, yes, they're outdated, and the Savage Orcs look better. The Savage Orcs also look a little ridiculous and more cartoonish, but the normal Orc Boys never got updated, so you're kind of stuck when you're looking for models. So what we're doing is we are 3D printing our models. We do have some models here and there that are original GW plastics that we're going to mix in where we can. But for the most part, this army is entirely 3D printed for the Orc Boys anyway, and the things that you can't buy anymore, like the Wolf Chariots or Goblin Wolf Riders, things like that. Now, as we expand, we're going to buy the models we still can buy and put them on the bases they're supposed to be on. But for the things that we can't, we're going to 3D print them. I mean, and when you're talking about 3D printing stuff, there are huge upsides and there's huge downsides. The main one is cost per model is significantly lower, which is nice. The biggest downside is the models are extremely rigid and fragile, especially when you look at some of these Orc Spearmen that we have here, Orc Boy Spearmen that we have here, or the Orc Arrow Boys and their bows. Those things, if they fall wrong, they're broke, and they're not going to attach right ever again. Another con is time, and there are a lot of hidden costs. We'll get into that too. But the time you spend printing is it's a time sink, man. I mean, I don't want to give away like what we're getting for the army later, but like when you look at these Goblin Wolf Chariots, I think with the chariot, the wolves, and I printed one extra rider because I'm going to run extra wolf and extra rider on my chariots. I want to say it was probably a 16 to 20 hour print just for one. I mean, that's an entire day, and obviously I'm not there switching it over right when it needs to be switched over, so I think it took me 2 or 3 days to print that one model, and then I did it again for another one. It's extremely time consuming, and there are hidden costs. You have alcohol to wash your stuff in, UV lights if it's cloudy and you don't want to set your stuff outside, or it's too cold to set stuff outside. There's a lot. There's a lot of gloves. Definitely is a big one. But there's a lot of hidden costs too. So, yes, the cost per model is lower, but it's not at a point where you're like, yeah, I'm saving so much money. I'm gonna have all these models. You're gonna be spending in resin and time, hands down, like without a question. That being said, if you want to get certain models that you couldn't find or they never made, or you can't find online now, definitely the way to go. And that's what we're doing. We can't find these models, so we're going to print them. If you look, I've got a section here for Orc Spearmen. This is just the beginning of our 500 point army. We're going to do kind of a Tale of Four Gamers kind of deal, but we're going to build and paint armies. We may already have these models. We're not limiting ourselves to cost. We're mostly doing it as army expansion kind of campaign. And you can call it a campaign if you want. I'm sure we're going to play some themed and narrative games. I'm sure you're going to see us play on the channel. For the most part, we're just building up 2,000 points worth of a new army for each of us to have. Orc Spearmen, gotta take some sort of Orc Boys. I realize that additional hand weapons and shields is better, but I really like Spearmen, so I took them. I took Orc Arrow Boys, and right now I only have 10 printed up and ready to start painting. They've got 2 colors on them. That's it. I haven't had time to do anything else. They, just codex-wise, it's nice to have something ranged in your army, even for Orcs and Goblins, who have excellent ranged weapons with the Bolt Thrower and the Catapult and the Goblin Doomdimer. I wanted to go a different route. I'm trying to stick with the theme of just a normal Orc Boy army with normal Goblins, and I'm obviously not going to be able to stick to it forever. I'm going to add some additional things to it, but I want to steer away from Night Goblins and Savage Orcs. I don't really care for Savage Orcs, personally. I'm sure we're going to get some eventually, but it's just not where I wanted to be with the army and the aesthetic of it. The Goblin Wolf Chariots, I don't know if I was just driven to do this by the fact that I could find a model for it, and I really wanted a chariot. I kind of wanted an Orc Boar Boy chariot, but I cannot find Boar Boys without spending $54 to just throw the Savage Orcs away to then make a chariot base with a 3D printer for it. It just didn't seem logical to do that when I had the option of having 3 wolves and extra riders for these chariots. I just think they look awesome. So we went with that, and then obviously we have a Black Orc war boss, or maybe Black Orc hero right now. I can't remember if in the 500 points if he fits in as a hero or lord. I think he's a hero. I'm pretty sure he's a hero. And I gave him a charmed shield for my 500 points if anyone's counting. Awesome model. I really regret not being able to buy Orcs and Goblins while the Orc Boys were still available, but it's been years now, and it just wasn't something I was interested in at the time. But that's just my take on this. I don't really have any real plans to make like a competitive army or a super aggressive Orc army. I do have some models down the way that I'm going to show when I'm done painting them, or at least done building them. I'm not sure yet. But this is the basis. This is my 500 points of Orcs and Goblins, just to get me started and get going. We did something similar in the past, but life got in the way for everybody else. I think I'm the only one who finished painting my 500 points of Dwarves, but at least with this one, officially we're going to start playing on January 1st or around that time, and then go forward from there. We're going to have a bunch of battle reports up, probably by then at least one or two more, and then we'll go really deep into this campaign that we're going to do, this slow grow campaign. If you guys have any questions, I love to hear them. If you have any comments, if you want me to include certain things in the army list in the future, because it's not set in stone yet, that you would like to see in battle reports and see how they do, or see how I would use them, please let me know. I know I have a couple things off to the side already that I'm going to include that are super cool. One's definitely a really custom build because of the fact that I can't find certain things for it. But I'm really excited to get these things painted, get playing, and then get on to the next sections and really show you guys what we have in store. Have a great day, everyone.